Okay, what is up, YouTube? So today we're actually going to do a giveaway pin that somebody I follow that I enjoy their YouTube info on their show. It's called Justice Serves Daily. You ever hear me yelling JSD in a live stream, you know who I'm talking about. So she's doing a giveaway, so I offered to do a pen for her, so this is it. Really cranked that one down yesterday. So for today we are going to use, I believe these are called a Miracle Maker blanks, made by CrossCutCreations, which is another company here in Ohio. I actually know the guy that makes these personally. Met him at one of my supply stores. Gives $1 for every one of these that he sells. $1 of the proceeds goes to our local children's hospital. And JSD is all about kids' rights, so you know, I thought it would be appropriate. So yeah, we're gonna cut the blank down now to the right length. Quit talking when you're trying to run the saw. I'm still an amateur. I'm not a professional. Oh yeah. And for these, I always try to keep everything so that way it stays lined up. For a twist pen, it doesn't matter as much, but it still helps my OCD stay calm. Way too fast for these. And a little more. With these, you do gotta watch your heat. I've blown these blanks up a couple times from getting them too hot in this process. And it's already warm out here where I'm at, so. Not as satisfying as the big portaband, but very effective nonetheless. So now we just take this. should be all the way through. Just pull this drill bit out. And my phone starts making noise. Nothing important at least, so hey. Alright. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing any more pens today, so I'm just gonna strip the lathe down, put it back to its neutral condition, which is right here. That way if I want to do anything, I can just throw everything right in it. I don't gotta waste time tearing it apart. And the rest of this, I'm gonna have to let these two blanks sit here and cool off for a bit and dry out, because water will set the glue I use for these. So I just take these, rough them up, and add a little tooth to them. Just helps the adhesive stick better. If I was doing a bunch of these at once, what I would actually do is drill them all out, sand up all the tubes, and then the first ones that are drilled out would be cool enough to stick everything in. Although, yeah, these blanks they're still hot to the touch, so I'm gonna have to let them sit for a bit. So after a quick transition, we'll glue those up, square them off, and turn away. I'm trying to think what else I got to do today. Well, the next ones I'm doing after this. So here's my pen set up with the bushings that I need already ready to go. I actually just made one of these the other day, so it makes life a bit easier when you can just get stuff ready ahead of time. Okay, we're back to the pen. I apologize, I'm doing like 3 different videos today, so I'm bouncing back and forth. So I need my glue, my activator, and my tubes. So for these, we just throw a little CA on here. I like the thick because I think it does a better job at filling gaps and really locking it into place. And just spin this around. And instead of getting my hands covered in super glue, I use the corner of a table. And all this activator does is actually set the glue up almost instantly. So it'll need to set for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then I can start squaring it off. Not that it takes that long for it to dry up, it's just when you sand super glue, oh, does the fumes get horrible. I don't know if they affect everybody the way they do me, but oh, it gives me a headache. But if I let it dry, it's not as bad. So put a little too much on these, but that's what happens when you're rushing and trying to hold things at weird angles. You just seal all that up, seal that up. And that's that. The next time you see me, we'll be at the sander. And yeah. So we'll be sanding here in a few minutes. Okay, YouTube, so we are here at the sander. And the rest of my table is kind of a mess right now, so we're just showing you where the action's gonna happen. I already got it clean, so I don't need my eraser for my sander. And all I'm gonna do here is square these ends off, get everything flush up to the tube. And then we're back on the lathe and we can start to turn, baby. Here we go. Super glue fumes. Almost there. Okay. That kicker, accelerator, whatever you want to call it, does erase permanent marker marks. So they say I do try to keep everything somewhat organized. And that one kicked a ton of super glue out, so I had to re-hit it. And there's my brass. Here's my brass. And I do try to be nice to myself when I'm done with this. That way when I come back the next time, it's already ready to rock and roll. So, back to the lathe. Okay, so we're back. Back on the lathe. And according to my marks, this will be the last time these line up perfectly as squares. According to my marks, I need everything right there. I'm going to crank that down. I want to make sure I got my 1/4 inch, my rough and gouge, negative rake scraper for while I'm finishing everything else up. And then for this one, I am going to put some grippy lines in. I cannot burn them in with a wire with this because it'll just melt the plastic, but still nice to have. I got my micro mesh and a couple of spray water bottles right there. So I got everything I need. We got that. I'm gonna put my other phone right here. I always keep one hooked up to a Bluetooth and next to me. That way if I ever get hurt, I have immediate access to 911. Just, safety issue. I have been hurt a few times, and learn from your mistakes. And always have an emergency plan in action. If you notice it's starting to get longer and stringier, that means I'm getting rounder. Still got some flat spots. I'm sure this is harder for you to see than me, but from there I can actually start to shape where I want everything to be. I don't want to yell over this. So for here, I'm going to come in at a very aggressive angle straight down until I hit that, and on towards the back, I'll come in at a shallower, same with up here. And this is not necessarily how I'm going to be holding the tool, it's just to give you an idea of the angle. Because it's all about the ergonomic feel when you're hand turning a pen. other disadvantage of turning any type of acrylic, polyurethane, any plastic, you do get strings in your way. And I apologize for the excessive coughing in these ones. I'm just getting through a bug and not exactly sure what's going on, but this cough is hanging on like crazy. Wasn't even that bad of a bug. I'm kind of like, I'm over this cough though. Alright, there's that. And this is going to be a much more gentle angle. That was not a good noise. Alright. And like I said before, this is all about the ergonomics, about where I'm hitting and where I want everything to sit. And one of these days in the near future, I am hoping to get a lathe for shows. So I'll do all the pre-drilling and the blanks and everything before I leave. So you can pick out your pen and I can actually shape it to your style and how you want it to fit your hand at a craft show live in front of you. And now I can't see. Okay, there's that. Now I want my negative rake scraper, which is specifically designed to cut resin and very hard wood. Alright. So yeah, now we got most of that shaped. I do like a thicker spot, so when you're writing, you're holding up here. That way it sticks out a little bit. And it will be smaller by the time it's done because I will be sanding everything down. Speaking of that, I need a pack of sanding pads nearby for when I'm ready. So the back end's pretty much done. I might do another pass or two on it once I see where this ends up. And yeah, here we go for the other part. One disadvantage of not being able to see, I can't see the shapes. If anybody knows of any ways to keep these strings from wrapping around, please. Any advice is appreciated. So I get tired of having to start and stop and start and stop and start and stop. Alright. And just to try to clean some of this up real quick. I took my blower to the back, so I don't have it with me. I do have a fan though. Yeah. Okay, so for this, I don't need my 60 grit because it's just going to make even more work for me. And I don't need the 2000 and 3000 because once I'm done, these start at 15. And when you're sanding, you start at no more than double the pad before. It's like the first one here is 120. So down to about I usually sand about 1,000 to 1,100 RPM. Keeps your sandpaper from getting too hot, keeps the material from overheating, because you can actually warp it and cause all kinds of other issues. I realized that was such a jet. Alright. All that does is just clean out the pores of the sandpaper a little better. So I'm not quite ready to move on. First couple steps you absolutely have to sand. If this was wood, it'd be with the grain. Otherwise, if I don't do a good enough job, it just makes this to the point where I actually have to go back over it and resand everything again. I don't mind doing it the first time, but when you got to do it a second time, it's like, ugh. I just realized something. I did hit record, but no. Blooper reel. Yeah, we're recording. Yeah, so then I just went from 120 to 180. This is 240 for the grit for the sandpaper. The higher the number, the finer the grit. For those that don't know, and for those that do turn and are just like checking stuff out, well, hey. It's also an easy way for me to make sure that information I've been given over the years is correct, although I'm not worried about that one. That was 240, so here's 400. That is, yeah. Okay, yep, I was right. And here's 600. And you'll note less and less dust is coming off with every grit because I'm getting that much finer. And after this one, it'll be 800, then 1,000. And then we're onto the micro mesh, which is 1,500, 18, 24, 32, 36, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, and then it jumps to 14,000. And then from there it's all just buffing and various compounds to help buff everything up, put a little shine on it. And we're going to shut this one down while we record the next video, which is going to be a one and done. And then yeah, actually I think I'm done out here for the day, which is kind of nice. Alright, and from here we are done with sanding pads. Yay, micro mesh. Technically it's still sanding pads, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you understand my difference. And we just buff some of these down. And I am gonna need a pick. So while I'm zoning out and just doing my thing, don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, comment below if you have anything you really want to see. Yeah, just in general, if you got anything that would make the videos a little better. I am looking into getting music, but right now I just cannot afford the subscription service that I'm looking at. I'm hoping to be able to grab some here in the next month or so, as well as internet for the house, because once I get that, I'll be able to do a lot more with my website, get that up and running, keep it updated with where I'm going to be at for craft shows. That way it's not just Facebook, YouTube. I do have my Instagram. It's all Kevin Craft. Yeah. I just realized I never did put any grip lines on this. I don't think it needs them though. Usually I would sand those in when I'm starting in with the micro mesh, but that's why I just took the time to go in really gentle, because I should be able to buff that out and have it stay smooth, because they're not rough now. So I'm doing wet sanding. I'm going to run this up a little faster. Shut that down. All right, this is the 4,000 grit. Now we're going up to 6,000. Okay. Here's 8,000. Now we're up to 12,000. I think I said 14,000 earlier. If I did, I apologize. I got a little something on the pad, made it a little hard to see. And alright, that should be good. Now we're going to dry this off, take a look, and if I don't see any weird lines, we're going to start applying finish. Okay. Those over there because I need what they're sitting on. And we need a little Yorkshire grit, microfine. What do they call this stuff again? Microfied Word Turner's abrasive paste. I forget what the equivalent grit of sandpaper this is. It's something crazy high. But it's got little microscopic little bits of grit in there that'll help polish it up and buff it down. So we can do all this. Okay. Now that's all buffed down. Alright, that's all buffed down, super duper smooth. Ah, it's a motorcycle. Looks like we got a storm getting ready to roll in. That's why I keep I don't know if you guys can tell, but I keep looking out. Because the temperature's definitely starting to drop quickly, and it's kind of nice, but at the same time, it's like, I prefer to be in my basement in storms. It was right there yesterday. I moved it to make it easier to find. Alright, here's some Huts Ultra Gloss plastic polish. Removes scratches, works great on plexiglass, corian, and formica. Just a super high gloss finish for any type of plastic, which is what this is. It's polyurethane. In certain, I'm not sure if it's the exact same molecular structure, but it actually is the same thing they use in bowling balls and stuff like that. Just pop that over, buff it in. And that should be good. Now for our final beeswax polish, if this is your first time watching, this is the last step I put on everything. Plastic, it doesn't have as big of an effect, but woods, it gives it a beautiful sheen. I mean, it is absolutely gorgeous what this does to wood. And it's just 100% all natural beeswax that they melt down and put into these little bars. And yeah, it is, I mean, it's food safe, so that's another reason I put it on the bowls, because it does just shine them up just that much better. I don't put them on honey dippers because it does wear off pretty quick, and I don't see the point of shining up something that's going to go straight into liquid, and after the first time you use it, not going to be as shiny. But yeah, so there is our giveaway pen for Justice Served Daily's giveaway she's getting ready to do. And the next time I see you, we'll actually be inside in my office with my pen press to put it together. Which for you will be one transition away, and for me is probably going to be about another 2 hours. See you then. And we're back with the pen press. So, for this, we are going to, I already grabbed all the pieces, parts out of the bags to save with a little noise and time. So for this one, you take the one with the 2 lines, drop the pocket clip and cap on there. I already served right, it's 2 of these up. I try to keep anything metal into the plastic end. And it is too. Yeah, you remembered right. Just press that together. That's our cap with the clip. And we got our other end where we got the little grippy lines. Kind of hard to see. I don't have the greatest lighting in my office and the sun's down now, so I can't just open a window like I normally would. So we're gonna flip a couple more of those back to give me a little extra room. Close 2 of those back up as my cat decides to come in here meowing. What do you want, Joker? I think that kitten's about time to get fixed because I think this means she's in heat again. Gotta love pets. All right. And then this is the transmission that we're putting in now. It's what moves your ink up and down. This is where the art of making these comes into play with assembly. I usually just barely hide that brass piece. I'd show you now, but it's already hidden. You just take a piece of ink and drop in a piece of ink, an ink refill, put it out. That's not quite far enough, so we're gonna put it into the notch right there. We're just gonna press that in, and it should be good to go after that. So we're gonna pop that in. And there we go. And that there. And then you just take this little collet that goes in the middle, pop that on, and you have a custom main pen that's going to Justice Served Daily for her little giveaway. I'm drawing a blank on details right now. I'm going to include those in the comments. I'm sorry, in the description as soon as I get that info from her. And yeah, so with that, I will say cat in the hat, and that be that.